Hi there, welcome to Positive Power with your host, Michele Dionne. Thanks for tuning in for another week of positivity. Last couple weeks we've been talking about some awesome topics, including providing you with tools to help you deal with life, right? Life is always going to happen. So on the 1 week we talked about good news websites. I gave you a list of those, 4 or 5 I think I gave you, to reflect on. And hopefully bookmark, hopefully you check those out. Then last week we talked about emotional recall, which was when you're feeling down and you just need to bring up positive feelings and positive emotions from your own past experiences. So whether it was, anything that made you feel good in your past, and it doesn't have to be way back. It doesn't, it's great, if there's a baby that was born. But even if it's things like $10 on the 649 that you won, getting a good parking spot, the rain stopping just for that 15 minutes that you had to get out of the grocery store and going to your car, anything like that you're like, yeah, a success, an accomplishment, and then there's the big things like when your child was born or you graduated or, that person told you they loved you for the first time and you were just dying to hear it. Or a parent telling you they're proud of you. And it's that moment that, that full circle moment. Even as I talk to you about it, I get drawn into all these emotions because they're so relatable. We've all had those moments in our lives. So the tool I wanted to talk to you about today is actually a little different. And it is about how you perceive other people. We've always heard the sayings, you don't know somebody else's life until you've walked in their shoes, or everybody's journey is their own, or be kind to people because you don't know what's going on in their head, which is so true. So this activity is to think of everybody you interact with as an extension of yourself. Now this is really a big one because when you're in a scenario, so let's take a couple scenarios. So you're driving along in your car and somebody cuts you off. You have lots of different ways, that you can react. You can be scared, thinking that, oh, holy cow, they almost killed me. You can freak out and give them the one finger salute. You can yell like the dickens at them, which they probably can't hear you anyways, and they're none the wiser that you even did it. So you're only stressing out yourself. Or you can just go with the flow. So, which is probably not realistic if you're not practicing any of these tools that we've been talking about. So, imagine that exact same scenario, but it's not a complete stranger. It is your sister that you like, not your sister that you don't like, because you'll probably still give her the one finger salute, but your sister that you like, or your neighbor that you get along with, somebody that you get along with, and you see them as a practical, reasoning person. So that scenario, same thing, you get cut off, and right at that moment before they pull in front of you, you realize it's your neighbor Gloria. It's your sister Tammy. Sorry Tammy, just using it for an example. But you realize that's who it is. You're going to respond differently. Absolutely, because you're going to think to yourself, well, that's not normal behavior for her. She wouldn't usually do that. I wonder what's wrong. All of a sudden, you do a complete change from road rage Michele to compassionate Michele. Very big difference. Same thing, you're at the variety store, you're buying your lottery tickets, right? And the person gives you the wrong change. Automatically, how do you respond? Do you respond with the attitude like, oh great, another person ripping me off, blah, 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 blah? Or do you respond like it's your favorite sister or your best friend or whatever, somebody you know, and responding, give them the benefit of the doubt that they didn't know. You know what? We all have a right to be a human being. We all make mistakes. So when you turn it around that way and be like, uh-oh, wrong change, or didn't you realize that was a 5, or a 10, not a 5, or whatever the scenario is, you react differently, you feel differently, you don't get the stress and the weight down of all the drama, and then you'll find they respond differently. So try this week. Try treating people like an extension of yourself and see if that doesn't make your interactions go better and smoother, and you'll find out that I'm right. So thanks for tuning in to another week. I got a few more weeks full of different tools that we can use that I can share with you. So thanks for tuning in. I hope you have an awesome week, and don't forget how absolutely amazing you are. You're perfect in your imperfections, and we wouldn't have you any other way.